Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this might be a little bit of a short video, and I think that might be a great blessing to you all, considering you have to deal with my last 20-minute and very long formatted videos and 1 hour stream. So maybe this might be a little bit better for you guys. But it seems that Trump is going unleashed a little bit, lashing out as the media portrays, and we're going to kind of see exactly what's going on with, in particular, with what the media is saying about Trump and some of the stupidity that they have to sue. So let's get into it. Alright, Trump facing criminal charges calls for defunding the FBI. Former President Donald Trump on Wednesday called on his fellow Republicans in Congress to slash funding for the U.S. Justice Department and the FBI one day after pleading not guilty in New York to 34 felony counts falsifying business records. Which he did not do, but that is here nor there. Trump, who was seeking to regain the presidency in 2024, took aim at federal law enforcement authorities, even though the historic criminal charges against him. The first brought against any former or sitting president, we are pursued by the Manhattan District Attorney. Republicans in Congress should defend the DOJ and FBI until they come to their senses. Trump wrote on his social media platform, DOJ stands for the Department of Justice. Well, obviously no fucking shit. Trump's proposal would be a sharp turn for Republicans who in the past have supported robust funding for law enforcement and criticized proposals from some of the left in recent years to fund local police departments, which the left have absolutely have defunded police and changed their tune after they seeing a massive increase in crime. It's almost like they just shocked by it. Also, here we have with the NPR joke article. All these articles are horrible, but I'm trying to get you guys to understand what these news outlets are doing, what these people are doing, and showing kind of like the stupidity of what Trump is saying. And I do believe that the FBI needs to be defunded. They're going after people politically. They are attacking the U.S. citizens. They're not doing their job in protecting the America. They're doing their job to destroy it. So yes, the FBI 100% needs to be defunded, if not outright completely removed. So I don't see where there's an issue there. Donald Trump lashes out, resorting to old tactics after arraignment hearing. Go away. No, go away. There we go. So it says, but it's not often that Americans see Trump cowed, even a little, but it's not uncommon to see the Trump of when he's under oath during deposition or court proceedings. Laying in public on TV or hearing speech is one thing. Doing it under oath can carry jail time. But once Trump was able to jet away from his native New York and back to the friendly confines of Florida, the former president referred to come back to victimize campaigner. Our country is going to hell. Trump, well, he's not wrong with this. He equated the New York charges to nothing more than election interference. Trump said New York District Attorney Alvin Bragg should resign. I 100% agree. He called two other prosecutors who are or have investigated him who are black racists. Trump's called Bragg that too, and an animal. Bragg is also black. Trump lashed out at Jack Smith, the Justice Department's special counsel, who is investigating Trump's conduct in the handling of classified documents recovered at Mar-a-Lago. He referred to him as a lunatic Jack Smith, and added, I wonder what his name was before the change. He even called the National Archives and Records Commission radical left. Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with this here. Maybe the racial statements may be a little bit overturned, but so far, we're seeing possibly... there seems to be a lot of proof to that. Regardless of the merits of this case, Trump in New York and lots of legal experts have questioned the strength of Bragg's case. Trump still faces at least 3 other criminal probes with both potentially more serious consequences. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here with the whole Trump situation, with the media outlet saying. Anytime Trump has had his back against the wall, he's resorted to familiar scripts, blast opponents, build an air of victimization, try to discredit accusers, questioning their motives, and drawing tenuous lines of guilt by association to create perceived conflicts of interest. By his prerogative as possible to deflect and distract, even that means resorting to conspiracies or simply making things up. Well, a lot of the things he's not making things up. They're all factually true. You guys, but NPR, of course, you have to lie immensely to try to confuse and do the public, and that's what we don't do here on this channel. We try to remove that type of fallacy, reveal the veil to people, and making sure that everybody gets to see what the media does. We have this as well, that Kohler and Fallon couldn't help but make the same joke about Donald Trump's arrest. So we have more crazy stuff that here, with the Rolling Stone and all this stupid stuff. And then we have with this, the dubious legal theory at the heart of the Trump indictment explained. So, it says here that no one knows that Donald Trump can be prosecuted for the hush money payment to Stormy Daniels. Which, I would agree with this because, I don't think they have much of a case. They're falsifying records. The felony statute requires Bragg to prove that Trump falsified records to cover up a crime. Bragg has evidence that Trump acted to cover up a federal crime, but it's not clear that Bragg is allowed to point to a federal crime in order to charge Trump under the New York state law. So yeah, and we have this. So in October 2016, while Trump was at the height of his first presidential campaign, porn actress Stormy Daniels was reportedly preparing to come forward with an allegation that had sex with Trump in 2006. In an apparent attempt to squash this story, Trump's then lawyer Michael Cohen paid Daniels $130,000. Trump reimbursed Cohen for his payment over the course of 2017. Cohen later pleaded guilty to the federal campaign finance violations are rising out of this scheme. The idea of the prosecution was that because this money was spent to prevent damaging story from emerging while Trump was campaigning to federal office, it should have been disclosed as a campaign expense and should have been subject to limits on campaign donations. So, Trump, in other words, is not being charged for the payments to damages themselves most of the time, paying someone to keep quiet about something that is not a crime. He is not being charged with campaign finance violations either. After Trump left office in 2021, federal prosecutors reported considered charging Trump with campaign finance violation, but ultimately decided against it. So yeah, a lot of these things that's going on here, that is well, corrupt in a sense. We all know it's politically charged. As a general rule, New York's own courts are supposed to have the final word on how to interpret New York's own law. Though the Supreme Court is the final authority on how to the federal law, including the U.S. Constitution, the highest court in each state is supposed to have the final say on how to interpret the state's own law. But this case represents at least two questions that turn on the proper weight of federal, or the Constitution. The first question is whether a federal campaign finance law actually criminalizes the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels. Former Attorney General Bill Barr, a lawyer who admittedly bent over backward to protect her while his office, was a staunch critic of this legal theory. And the question of whether Cohen could lawfully be convicted under a campaign finance law was never tested because Cohen pleaded guilty and did not fight his conviction. So, yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff that's going on here, and we have this with Alexandria Cortez saying he is publicly intimidated a judge and pointing a spotlight on their family to his supporters, many of whom admitted in court to committing a violence in his name. He knows what he's doing. And let's just go over exactly what Trump is saying here, because I think she's immensely wrong.
Numbers. Not the same place that I know, not the same place that you know. And this is where we are right now. I have a Trump-hating judge with a Trump-hating wife and family whose daughter worked for Kamala Harris and now receives money from the Biden-Harris campaign, and a lot of it. Numbers.
And he is not wrong here, AOC. He's not intimidating anybody. He is expressing his freedom of speech to the masses, which is allowed, by the way. Also, another thing, he is not wrong. Yesterday, we literally just pointed out a video the video of yesterday to where he was actively doing this. He was we have proven that the judge is a Trump-hating person. That she's a Democrat. She's a Democrat, and she has also went with the Harris campaign. So it's already incredibly biased towards Trump. This is a serious issue. It's like, and of course, AOC gets blasted by everybody. And the abusers always pretend to be the victims. Nice try, AOC. The political success of the judge's family is an entirely legitimate concern. Yep, the judge's daughter who worked for the Biden-Harris campaign and Trump is their political rival. There's such as a collecting conflict of interest. Most judges would have tossed this out for no actual crime being cited by the DA and it being past the statute of limitations. Since this is biased, the judge didn't say it at all. Do we need to take your trip down memory lane of your terror tactics against SCOTUS during SCOTUS justices? So you think that because he is a past president, or perhaps because you hate him, that he loses First Amendment right to the free speech of criticizing his judge? A lot of people criticize their judges. There's nothing illegal about criticizing a judge, and right or wrong. The existence of people who are very anti-Trump is a fact. Everything he said was true. Oh, shut up, Zaza Demon. You're the one threatening to kill people on Twitter under your burner account. Be brave, man up, and talk your shit with your own name. See how this man walked with his chin up into a courthouse? You could never do that, Galina. Remember when the personal addresses of Supreme Court justices were released and mobs of people harassed and intimidated them, and Kavanaugh had an assassination attempt on his life? You encouraged people to continue to harass them, mocked Kavanaugh for fearing his and his family's life, and you blocked the bill to provide security for those justices. You are a hypocrite. You are trash, poor excuse of a woman. But is it okay with you if Supreme Court justices' addresses are released and people go to their home and threaten them? Got it. Really, Zaza Smoka? You didn't have any issue with protests outside the Supreme Court justices' homes. A judge that said him or pressed for him to be impeached shouldn't be handling this case. I'm sorry this is happening to you. Is that right? Just so you know, you're not brainwashing 100 million people from the truth. So she's getting completely blasted here. And rightfully so, because this woman is a lying, convicting piece of shit that's her only motive. She's also an idiot, and let's put that away. By the way, yeah, I am mocking you, I am making fun of you, AOC, because that's exactly what to do. It's my First Amendment right to do so, and fuck you for trying to remove that ability for us to do so. Alright, now guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care. Fuck you, AOC.